picks it up a little weird. It's definitely more of a cool tone blonde. In the camera it kind of looks a little more brassy, but it's fine. Sorry if the background noises are kind of loud. I'm running the washing machine and the dishwasher at the same time. But my Pravana hair color, artificial hair color extractor video gets a lot of attention and is really popular. So I thought I'd make a video talking about my hair adventure that I went through to get this wand that I got kind of by accident, but I'll take it. So let's talk about it. But I did do another video on the hair color extractor where I used it myself, so I'll link the video in this video later on so you can watch that. But so I'm going to talk about this. This is like my safety net for anytime I want to change my hair color or do something fun or just different, or try to go between hair colors without bleaching the crap out of my hair, because that is obviously everyone's first concern. And so I had red hair like this, and now I have blonde hair like this. And I did it in under 2 hours using the Pravana artificial hair color extractor and using then I did a soap cap of 7 volume for just about 15 minutes, just to brighten up my ends. But, so let's talk about it. When you use a hair color removal, really of any type, you have to open yourself up to the option of your hair turning to a different color that you're not really sure of, or just something going crazy. Anytime you use a lightener or a color remover, just keep in mind that your hair may come out some crazy color that it wasn't before based on your hair history in the past. So to use this hair color extractor, you're supposed to get in the shower, dampen your hair, and wash it with a, what's the word for it? Not an exfoliating shampoo, but they give you a shampoo that comes with it, and you're supposed to wash with that because it really helps to just clean your hair. You're supposed to get out of the shower, towel dry your hair to just a damp consistency, not dripping, and then you mix 1 equal parts of each of these color removal concoction, and you just mix those together and then put that on your damp hair, put a cap on, and then use heat to process for at max 20 minutes. So for me, I had these really light peachy ends that I had used Pravana on in the past, and then had lightened and a little more color, lightened and recolored. So it had been through a lot, but underneath all of my hair was this kind of blonde color to begin with, so that really is kind of the fundamental base of my hair was blonde. Now, the roots were a lot darker, and it was a mix of Pravana, Pulp Riot, and I think just other Pravana. But one of the main things that is going to explain, I'm pretty sure, why this happened to my hair is because I had purple. Purple was mixed into the color mix for the dark red color that was on my roots. So in my experience, what happened to my hair was that the ends were pulling out to a blonde, it was getting rid of the red, it was going great, and my roots were turning blue. And what I assume happened was that the hair color removal was pulling out all the red, all like the red hues and mixes, but it was leaving behind any blue that was in my hair, which I've heard happen to a lot of people, so I'm assuming that's what's happening is because I had a purple mix in my hair, it pulled out all the red and left all the blue tones. So my hair was this kind of like greenish, bluish at the roots with these blonde ends, and at the time, you know, I didn't know what to expect and I wasn't really complaining, so I was just like, cool, I guess I'm gonna do a dark blue root to a blonde end and just go with it, because I don't know, when you do hair color removal or you change your hair color at any time, you have to just keep an open mind, and whatever the hair gods give you, it's what you gotta go with. As long as your hair doesn't fall out, just be happy, I guess, right? So it was this blondie blue color, and I thought, okay, well, I can't really do much about it, so I'm gonna just work with it and put a bleach cap on the blonde parts of my hair and see if it will kind of lighten up, because it was kind of yellowy, greeny in some spots. so I wanted to try and even it out a little bit. And my next step was to get in the shower, and you're supposed to wash with that same shampoo 2 to 3 times and scrub it like vigorously for 2 to 3 minutes each time. So you're just really trying to help strip that color out of your hair is basically what's happening. And I think something that kind of helped my hair a little bit was I think the blue rinsing down actually kind of toned my hair a little bit, because the blonde color before I got in the shower and the blonde color after I got out of the shower were definitely 2 different things. And the second blonde color was definitely a lot cooler of a blonde color, which was fantastic because it's a little less of a step that I have to take later on. But, so I had blue roots and I was just gonna go with it. And so I thought I would just try and brighten the ends a little bit and make it a little more even blonde, because it was a little splotchy, was a little brassy. So I thought, well, I could just do a really gentle soap cap, which is bleach at that point, and try to kind of even out my hair color a little bit. So I did that. And another thing that could happen with color removal is you can have reverting on your hair, and then when you use bleach after a hair color removal, you can also have weird reverting that happens when you use bleach. So I had the bleach on my ends, and my ends were fine. Now I did like trail it up a little bit because I wanted to kind of bring the blonde up a little more, because to me there was too much blue. So I wanted to try to lighten it if I could, any at all. And when the blue was touching the bleach, when I was putting it together, it was turning purple. So I was like, well, it's starting to turn purple, so now I have to do all of it to even it out. So I just started putting it everywhere, all over, and that's kind of how, I don't know if it picks it up too well, but it's almost like I have this purplish, lilacish, bluish shadow root, which I'm not really complaining about. It totally works. And the ends just lightened up just like a normal soap cap that you would use. It went about just 1 level higher. And then I got into the shower and used a toning conditioner to kind of get it a little more of a consistent color. But yeah, I don't know. It was a little bit of an adventure. It was a little bit scary, but I came out of it with this really neat blonde hair that I didn't think I was gonna have. I'm working on a journey towards kind of like an really icy white hair. So having this and not having any damage from it is fantastic, and I'm gonna take it because I was under the impression of, you know, I talked to my friends and my hairdresser, and I told them that I wanted to go basically white. And, you know, I knew realistically that it would take a long time, that I would have to cut a lot of my hair off, and that it would cost a lot of money. But I'm a really bad impulse person, so I've been looking at pictures, and then I woke up that day and I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna use a color removal. I've used it in the past. It's worked out great. I mean, what could I lose, right? I'll cut some hair off, whatever, and I'll have a new color. So that's kind of how I got here. I just went for it, and then it seems to have worked out pretty well. So I guess I'll take it. But I guess what I want to give from all this is that this is an amazing product. I always recommend it to people who are wanting to change their hair color without doing too much to their hair, and maybe want to try and stay doing it at home. Pravana is technically a professional brand, so don't try to contact them or buy from them unless you are a licensed cosmetologist. But just as a little secret, you can get it off of Amazon for like $30. So that is my recommendation, not recommendation to you. And of course, it works on my hair. I've used it before. I've had really good luck with it, and because like the base level of my hair was blonde, and I have had an oxidized blonde color in the past, I think that may help me. Now, if you have just had direct dyes your whole life, I don't know how well it's gonna remove the color for you. All results vary depending on your hair history and what you've done to it and how well the product works for you. I can't speak for everyone, but for $30 and for something that doesn't hurt your hair, I recommend it. But keep in mind that your hair could turn blue or green, and if that is not okay with you, don't do it. If you're open to what the hair gods have in store for you, then go for it and try it out. But if you are nervous and you don't want anything crazy happening to your hair and you know exactly what you want, just go to a hairdresser. It's gonna cost more money, but it's gonna save you a lot of headache if you're not kind of like me, where you just don't really care as long as your hair doesn't fall out at this point. But yeah, hopefully I answered some things a little bit. Felt like I went through the video pretty fast, but basically I had red hair, and 2 hours later, God, that hurts. And about 2 hours later, I had this blonde hair.